I love you more than the sun and the stars that I thought.
Thank you for that song, More by Matthew West. It's a great description of the beauty of this earth and a wonderful reminder of God's love for us. So thanks for that, and special greeting to my wonderful wife, Margie, and my great boys, Alex and Jeffrey. I hope you're having a great day, and I miss them, and look forward to seeing them.
This is Mission Control Houston. Spacewalk preparations continue in the equipment lock section of the Quest airlock. You see Mike Fossum slithering his way into the upper torso of his extravehicular mobility unit. Not the easiest task in the world, but with the assistance of Satoshi Furukawa on the left and Atlantis Commander Chris Ferguson on the right. Fossum is now secured in the upper torso portion of a suit, flexing his arms to make sure he's comfortable. And a good view from another camera in the Quest airlock as you watch Fossum on the right and Garin on the left flexing their legs, part of this exercise pre-breathe protocol.
Hey, all the checks look good. Are you guys ready?
81, born ready. Mike was always born ready.
Okay, you can, when someone catches, cover is open, you can egress the airlock if you want.
All right.
Be attaching an anchor hook to the aft external D-ring.
Ronnie, you ready to rock and roll? Ready to rock and roll. Let's go, buddy. Time to get to work.
We started out installing the new COLT tools, or the Contingency Operation LAPA tools, onto the backside of the pump module platform. Those went right into position. What a great team working together to get that designed. Those tools worked flawlessly. Pump module hung up just a little bit on the external stowage platform before we got it released. He gave it one more little try with the PGT. Bolt didn't turn at all, so he gave it a little yank, and the whole thing came loose. And there you can see it starting to move. It's about 1,500 pounds, so it takes quite a bit to move it.
Okay, Ronnie, you ready to lift up the pump module? Let's do it. It's 1,400 pounds, buddy. Let's do this. Yeah, okay. Ready? Yep.
Here you see Ron controlling the whole thing on the robot arm, and notice he's just very slowly turning the whole thing over. It started out in one orientation, kind of a heads-up orientation, and he needed to turn it 180 degrees around so that when he got down to the payload bay, he'd be heads down in the payload bay and could install the pump module when he got down there.
Now clear of external stowage platform number 2, headed down to Atlantis' payload bay, where the pump module will be secured on a truss support structure at the very back of the bay for the trip back home and an engineering evaluation to determine what caused the pump to fail on the night of July 31st last year. There are 3 spare pump modules residing on various locations on the International Space Station for use in the future should another one go down.
Nice looking spaceship you guys got here.
Why, thank you.
Mike Fossum is preparing the work site at the mission peculiar support structure, as it's called, the cargo truss, basically at the back of the cargo bay of Atlantis. Just above him is Ron Garin holding on to the pump module and its support attachment mechanism.
Okay, Ron.
The pump module and its attachment mechanism now aligned to a comparable attachment mechanism on this truss at the rear of Atlantis' cargo bay.
You guys are good with the GCA. We can end GCA and go brakes on. GCA is complete. Okay. Brakes are on. You guys are clear for APFR egress and ingress.
Mike Fossum has this robotic refueling mission, the RRM, in his hands. He's on the end of the station's arm and moving out of Atlantis' payload bay.
Hey, close encounter to OBSS. You bet. Cheerful red light on the top.
Here you see the robotics refueling mission just about to be installed and handed off to the Dexter arm over on the lab nadir. I know that everybody at Goddard was holding their breath here, making sure that we were all sending them good wishes, and we were able to get it installed onto the Dexter just fine. Then it was off to install the MISSE, or the Materials ISS experiment, the small portion of that called the ORMATE. Took some photos of that. That's material samples that are exposed to the ram and wake of space. From there, we went on to work on the grapple fixture that had the little wire sticking out through one of the latch doors. You can see it getting cleared there and then pulled out of the way. That went just like the training. It was just like watching training on video to see how well this went, just like we had planned. It doesn't always go that well, but today it sure did, and we were glad to see it. Our final task on the EVA was installing the thermal cover that Chris was talking about. Here you see it coming out of the bag. You can think of it as a great big comforter coming out of the ORU bag, or the on-orbit replacement ORU bag. Here you can see it in its final configuration, strapped down. It's got 9 Velcro straps that hold it into position. And about the time that they had it installed in this configuration, the thermal officer in the front room in the Mission Control Center stood up and turned around and said, "I can already see it starting to take effect." He could already see it in his data just that fast. So that's a very successful project.
Well, I'd like to thank there were a lot of teams whose hard work all came into play for this EVA. Linda Brown led a magnificent team of people that put together a lot of stuff, and they had to do it in the hard way with Ron and I, with Ron and me traveling a lot, and not even in country at the same time together a lot. They had to work really hard, and they had a really, really well integrated plan put together with all of the products and the pieces that really came together. And from Goddard, the Colt team, the pump module team to figure out how to get that thing back. A whole lot of work by a lot of teams around the country, really. Really all came together today, and that's what made the difference. Hatch is closed.